That they do. He got this out for us at first, but yeah, Parasite in response, Behemoth, and now into that Mage Bane. So, yeah, I made the point last game. Mage Bane actually went untouched over the whole draft. Mint actually is going to pick it up here. Had the chance to go something like a Wild Soul if they really wanted to again, but again, didn't work out the first game, so why not change it up? Scout in response, though, from ECX. Again, with something we've been seeing a bit more here. Imba Boy, very likely going to play it.
Yeah, definitely. And I think Scout, maybe TDL, probably two of the best options going up against the Mage Bane. And they go for the Scout, which, as you pointed out, Imba Boy plays really well. So excited to see some more Scout. We've been seeing it a lot this weekend, so got to continue the trend. Mage Bane versus Scout.
Yeah, it's become a little bit more popular as time has gone on here. But again, I got to say, Scout has really kind of gone up the tier list. It'd be kind of fun to do like tier lists of certain roles and if for the carry role in the competitive scene at least. Seems like Scout, you could almost argue, would be top 5 now. Honestly, with how much we haven't seen him lately and what his potential truly is. So. Yeah, we'll see what he's able to do this game around. Pebbles is the third pick here on the side of Fresh, though. So,
Yeah, I think Pexu pointed out yesterday that he thought Scout was top 5 in the carry list. And I don't think that's incorrect. I think Scout's pretty up there with the top carries at the moment, especially when he's in matchups like these where he's against another right-clicking carry that doesn't have much CC or whatnot for himself. So yeah, once you disarm that hero, that's 2 seconds where they are pretty much out of the team fight, not doing a whole lot. So Scout's a fantastic hero in these carry versus carry right-click battle scenarios. Love
Yeah.
the pick.
Yeah, it's also, especially in Imba Boy when he plays it too, a very aggressive mindset of really getting up there and into the opposite jungle and going to the other lanes even earlier on in the game and helping assist with some kills. So being very active, so something that Mint is going to have to set a priority on dealing with throughout this game. Andromeda, Prisoner, Midas, and Kraken are so far the bans coming out. With Scout actually becoming a little bit more popular now as a carry choice, even a hero that's honestly decent against Scout is Pestilence with that Swarm.
Definitely needs it.
So
Yeah.
I'm wondering, like, is Pestilence going to possibly be something that teams may be interested in because of Scout's popularity?
In theory, he's good, but it's kind of like the idea behind, you need to see him first before he can
Yeah.
apply that swarm to you. And when that's the case, it's almost like, well, if we don't see him originally, we can just buy dust on any hero or have a bound eye on any hero. So it basically comes down to, I think, the tier at which Pestilence is at. We saw him for quite a whiles back where he was in a lot of games because he was quite high in the tier. But at the moment, Pestilence there's just so many other initiators that outshine him in his role, I would say. That's why we don't really see a whole lot of teams picking him up, or we don't just see him in general at all. So, uh, you compare him to something like a Pebbles. I think Pebbles is just a fantastic hero. Does a whole lot more for the team. So, yeah, I think that's just what it boils down to. But on paper, in theory, yes, the Swarm is very good against a hero like Scout. Definitely.
I mean, yeah, Pestilence also definitely has a lot of damage potential too. I think that he isn't just a walking, ultimate and then initiating style. Like the procs that he can get from his passive, the gore can be decent. And obviously with the Q, ever since I know it used to make him take more damage, but they removed that a while ago, and so now it's just straight up you get movement speed and the unit walking even on top of that. So it would be fun to see him, I think, but yeah, not going to see him here, unfortunately.
Yep.
But Rhapsody will come out as a 4th pick. So what does Mint need? A support themselves, as well as a suicide probably. Solo laner here.
Yeah, so ECX going almost the same route as they did in game number 1, have 3 of the same 5 heroes, exact same heroes already picked up. So really not changing up their strategy a whole lot. Still have the same options as far as, trialing or jungle options. And basically the only difference is this time around they have the Scout, whereas in game number 1 they had the Switchblade. So Yeah, going pretty much the same kind of route. It's more on fresh. They're changing it up. Have a jungler this game, 100% a jungler, as well as a Pebbles NG, which will most likely be a dual lane combination in the mid.
Here's the NG. So now ECX. 5th pick on either side. We'll see what Evil Corporation decides to go with here again. Yeah, the middle would make sense here. I'm trying to think of a hero that would come to mind, and maybe again to kind of deal with the Mage Bane here, perhaps in that middle role, or a Gunblade.
So what? Yeah. So what stands out to me at the moment is Fresh is going to run a dual lane with Pebbles NG. What can we do as ECX to play around the strong lane that they have that we probably can't contest with what we have picked up? Is we probably want to try lane and pick up a strong solo. So what I think we're going to see from ECX is we're going to see a tri lane and then 2 solos. They definitely have the option of running the Behemoth in the off lane, Self-Forest in the jungle, but that would open up the mid lane to be lost for ECX. Whereas both the Scout and the Mage Bane should have good times. It's just going to come down to the other 2 lanes. So I think if you're ECX, you probably want to go with the tri lane. They would have to probably put the Deadwood in the tri lane and then have Self-Forest be the other solo with the Scout. So Deadwood in the tri lane, maybe not the best hero to tri lane, but it is a very aggressive hero. Definitely a hero they can use to lock down the Mage Bane and kill him. So I think the potential's there. Whether or not they'll go for it is another question. And then we see the final pick, Lodestone. That will be the off lane of choice for Fresh. So I don't think anything too out of the ordinary from Fresh's lineup. I think ECX is going to come down to whether they want to contest the Mage Bane, tri lane, or whether they want to sacrifice the middle lane and just send Deadwood against that and suffer and let Pebbles get that early portal key.
Yeah.
So that's what stands out to me with these 2 lineups so far.
Okay. Good stuff there. So here we are into the game now. As far as our picks go, yeah, it is interesting seeing Deadwood happening for ECX here, not in the hands of Zane. Feels like that if they were to pick up this hero, they usually would end up with him, but yeah, going to be played with Matthias instead. Zane will play his Behemoth here, so it is going to be that mid Deadwood coming out right here. Deadwood, not a very popular hero, but again, I think, obviously when he got that nerf a while back, it really kind of turned him off to a lot of people with that Willowmaker here. But I mean, still, it still provides a good amount of damage. They kind of changed it a little bit to be a little bit more now with 35% of their strength that you gain actually yourself even. So he still can burst people down, if he gets the good start here.
The biggest thing to take away from this Deadwood pick is that it's one of the best heroes at locking down Mage Bane early game and taking him down. So if the rotations are really solid from Deadwood, the potential is definitely there to slow down Mage Bane. The Rotten Grasp will keep him from flashing away, and obviously Deadwood doesn't care whatsoever about the magic armor buff once he blinks. So if he catches him with the Rotten Grasp and the Willowmaker, that's a lot of damage that Mage Bane will take. Now, obviously, Mage Bane, once he picks up the Geometer's Bane, doesn't change anything whatsoever. Rotten Grasp will still keep him locked down. It's once he picks up that Shrunken Head, he can't get locked down in the Grasp anymore. Obviously, still can't get Willowmaker down, but the minus armor and the lockdown from the Grasp won't be there anymore. So the early game, that's when Deadwood will shine. If Mage Bane gets to the point where he has the Shrunken Head and gets too tanky, Deadwood won't be able to lock him down further. So Deadwood is a very good pick, in my opinion, against the Mage Bane. I really like to see it here. And they're actually going to go with the dual lane Rhapsody Deadwood, so they're going to contest this middle lane and let Scout 1v1 against Lodestone.
Yeah, not often we get 2v2 middle lanes, nowadays feels like, but we get that one here, so very intrigued to see how this one turns out. Trying to keep my camera on here for the most part. See Keck's done right there. Going to miss, but going to have the attempts at least as Bunny Lover. Playing that Engineer, but again, that means the solos will have the Scout versus the Lodestone bottom, and then you got Mage Bane versus the Behemoth at the top lane. Both happen to be melee versus melee matchups. In this case is, in fact, yeah, both teams 4 melees. Actually, just looking at that here, the only range on either side is that support role here. So this is a very very melee-heavy game, in-your-face game here. the potential to be at least. So, but yeah, the middle lane with the junglers especially, more so on the side of Parasite. Definitely something to look out for. Pebbles, by the way, getting caught here. The log was thrown, the Rotten Grasp hits. It's not enough for a kill, though. Some creep blocking, nice keg stun by Engineer will keep Pebbles alive. But yeah, Pebbles with that very low armor early on. I mean, he is pretty vulnerable, so kind of see that there a little bit.
And it's also still very early, so Pebbles doesn't have a very strong combo, doesn't have mana for... actually, with the full mana pool, would have the full combo, but point being, his damage output isn't the greatest just yet, whereas Deadwood, with those ult bolt, even level 1, auto attacks quite hard going through Pebbles' low armor, so Pebbles feeling the brunt of Deadwood's right click at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, Scout heavily harassing the Lodestone here as much as he can, at least putting auto attacks in him. It seems like he pushes up a little bit, so Boy definitely controlling the lane pretty well right there, it seems like. As the top lane, how is the creep farm going for either side? It's still pretty early on in the game, but yeah, Mage Bane 11-3, you got Behemoth 9-0. The bottom lane, or yeah, that's it is. Bottom lane, you got Scout 13-4, Lodestone 8-2. So pretty similar on both sides so far, as far as how the carries and the Suicide Heroes are each doing. South Forest, he might be setting up something middle. He's coming in right here. There's the Rock Grasp landing. South Forest coming in with the nuke. Pebbles chucks in Deadwood, trying to combo him with the Stalagmites, but he has to avoid it. And so actually Pebbles is going to live. And now Deadwood actually running to Parasite. He's going to throw the log onto Pebbles. Now trying to run. I don't think he realized that Parasite was there for the initial part. Yeah, if he actually put some damage into Parasite, they might have had him killed too. But he tried to run instead, and Matthias goes down. So huge Bloodlust kill for the Hellborn team.
Yeah, it was a beautiful keg stun from Engineer. Lord South Forest actually doesn't have the life tap, so I was going to say didn't get the auto attack in, but actually doesn't have that leveled up anyway, so that would have been the kill onto Pebbles had he been able to get one more right click onto him, but the keg stun kegged him away, and Parasite comes in, gets the Bloodlust onto Deadwood, so really nice job from Fresh saving Pebbles and getting the Bloodlust.
You got Mage Bane out of mana on Behemoth right here, so yeah, I'm putting pretty aggressive auto attacks into him there. Gonna push him back once again. You're a busy guy over there. Got an office going or something? Or his phone calls? It's fine. It's more of it's just more funny if anything. Parasite, he actually picks up the double damage rune at the top rune area. Going to go back in for a kill on Rhapsody, Stalagmites, that Chuck. It'll guarantee it. Denver probably actually even getting credit again. He got the Bloodlust. He's 2-0-0 now. 420 gold per minute for the Parasite here early on. That is a huge start for him. I mean, at this rate, we're going to see a very early puzzle box on a Parasite. And again, he's definitely a hero that can really control the pace of a game at this point. Mage Bane top lane. He's going to hit level 6 soon. Okay, I was going to say he could go in for a Mana Rift and maybe get a kill out of it, but not going to happen just yet. Although he is going to hit level 6, again, very shortly here. Maybe one more creep kill, I think. There we go. But Behemoth is a little too passive now. Picks up on that, so we'll be fine.
Yeah, we've put a lot of attention on the middle lane, but I think both the Mage Bane and the Behemoth were pulled to set of regions, so thus we see Behemoth being able to stand a little bit stronger up in this lane. This is a very favorable lane for Mage Bane, and once he gets to the point of level 3, level 4 mana combustion, actually chooses to level the flash over it. But regardless, he's able to drain the mana on Behemoth, and that really reduces his laning presence. So Mage Bane takes control of the lane and then takes over the CS as a result. So we see that here, Mage Bane being able to control Behemoth, has basically double his creep farm. Scout was also pulled, but the difference being Lodestone able to hold himself in this lane, whereas Behemoth kind of gets pushed out by the Mage Bane. So there is the kill potential for Lodestone being level 6 now, so Scout has to always keep that in mind, the combo potential of Lodestone, whereas Behemoth, gets pushed out, and now he's starting to roam.
Yeah, speaking of roaming, we'll see if he's able to make a play elsewhere. Looks like at the bottom lane is where his target's going to be on a Lodestone. Of course, Lodestone, one of these heroes that can get over the Fissure stun, but the stun alone could possibly make the difference. Scott also with that marksman shot. Could snipe him out once he tries to run away right here. So, oh man, you just feel like it's coming. It's just a matter of when, though. Behemoth, is he going to go for it? No, he wants to soften him up a little bit more, it looks like, before they actually go for the kill right here. So Behemoth's going to be very patient. We'll see if this pays off in the end. Going to be sitting down here for a little bit longer. Again, he's pretty far up. Okay, yeah, they are going to go down. Oh, the wrong side, though, after all that time. Unfortunately, on the wrong side by Zane there. I'm sure the brothers are yelling at each other now furiously.
In German, too.
In German, yeah, very angrily. Or they probably didn't even say a word, actually.
Probably not the case, because they're both very chill guys,
Like,
really cool guys.
whatever.
But yeah, unfortunately the Fissure missing, so that's a lost kill. We did see Parasite rotate over to the Legion Ancients, actually gets a Ward of Sight down. So when Salforus, which is going to be the Ancient candidate, decides to rotate over, we could potentially see Fresh go for a pick-off. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But a nice aggressive Ward of Sight placed by Parasite. Also, potentially could spot over any rotations, as it does see this. Ramp going over to the top lane, so that'll kind of make Mage Bane feel somewhat safe from any rotations.
Yeah, it makes sense. In fact, speaking of him here, he's coming over to the Ancient area. He doesn't have a Rune Cleaver or anything like that, so can't steal him, unfortunately. But
Can't go near those just yet. A little bit too early, but bottom. Immoboy gets taken down. So yeah, there's that Lodestone presence, has the level 7 now, the burst potential. Scout, even with the Steam Boots, we normally see Ghost Marches, but in this case, needs the extra HP. Not even going to be enough because we had Parasite rotate in, so good job from Denver Pro, looking to be active so far.
Yeah, Denver Pro 2-0-1 right now. Obviously been involved in all 3 kills in this game. It's overall been somewhat of a passive, you could say, now 8.5 minutes in, but he's been very active, unlike maybe everything else here. And again, showing the early puzzle box, it's coming along very nicely here. The Blood Chalice, Lodestone, he is going to take some pressure here. Silence comes out. Behemoth running in, has a shockwave. Going to use it there, but Lodestone had already gotten off the rocket drill, so he just stunts away. And essentially that shockwave, unfortunately, wasted right there by Zane. So, yeah, he really had to, really forced to start roaming early on, and he's been trying to be patient, trying to set something up at the bottom lane constantly, but coming up short here. So Zane and his success this game, unfortunately, not the best here. Like they were hoping for him. Man, look at that golden experience lead, actually. I think a lot of it has to do with that, too, how they haven't been able to get anything from it. It's a huge lead here early on for Mint.
Yeah, the biggest difference is that Mage Bane has really controlled the top lane, and then Lodestone and Parasite being able to take down Scout. So that puts Mage Bane that much more ahead of Scout. 443 gold per minute from Mage Bane versus the 306 from Scout. So Scout's really slowed down, whereas Mage Bane's starting to take off. Doesn't even have the cleaver yet, but he's going to take off that much more. And middle lane is pretty much even. We have 260 gold per minute on Deadwood, 278 on Pebbles. So yeah, very even, I would say, in the middle lane. Whereas the jungler, Parasite, getting very heavy kill involvement, 2-0-1, 365 compared to the 250 from Salforus. So those are the differences. Thus, we see a 4,400 gold, 3,600 XP lead in favor of Fresh.
Mage Bane you mentioned that Ward of Sight there. It's really just making him feel comfortable up here, and as we've seen, it's understandable. There's no reason for him to feel like he's, over aggressive here or being way too greedy, because we have not seen really too much from ECX to try to make a play. I mean, he got a level 6 Deadwood now. He's running in that direction. I wonder if they are going to try for something here with him heading over here. But again, the second he goes on this uphill, it probably will be seen at least by the Ward of Sight. So yeah, he's not even going to do that. Instead, he'll go back to the middle and continue to farm what he can. But gonna need Deadwood, no doubt, to somehow get a good start here. I mean, both him and Pebbles really aren't having, a miraculous start. It's both just okay, if anything.
Yep.
Mage Bane, actually, where's he going? He's coming in the middle, as if he wants to set something up here.
Yeah, he's feeling like he could definitely go for something, but Pebbles gonna go for it, hits the stun, throws Deadwood on, nice combo.
Yeah, very nice
In
combo.
the energy field, Parasite even joins the party, so that's 2 really good kills, 4 collapse onto the middle lane.
I gotta say, I mean, I feel like plays like that, like they're made to look easy, but man, that Bunny Lover did a fantastic job there with the placement of both the energy field and the keg stun, and just sending them in together and just sending it through the energy field like perfectly. You just, again, when you play it so much, I'm sure it's somewhat easy, like a muscle memory even, but it's not that easy. It's my point. So
no,
very
it
good,
definitely takes practice setting up the energy field in the keg to keg them in and out of the field. Definitely takes practice for sure. Brawl going on in the Legion jungle, but Lowe's still gonna rocket drill away. Not gonna channel the marksman shot, wouldn't be a kill. So everybody just kind of runs away.
Yeah, that was again kind of finding what they thought possibly could have been some kills, but the escapes happen, and sure enough, coming up short. So a little bit of more resources used by ECX there, coming up short. And you see Imbo Boy, speaking of him, he's sitting at that 300 goal per minute mark now, but you know, obviously the mobility advantage is in favor of Magebane with that blink, but both of these are these melee carries that rely on the Rune Cleaver for their farming tool. Neither have it yet Magebane is 130 goal per minute plus ahead, so kind of just tells you the story. In fact, he's going aggressive right here onto this behemoth. He's not even worried about him, and Imbo Boy will die again. Oh no. Yeah, this is not looking good at all for Fresh, or ECX, excuse me. Great for Fresh.
Look at Salforus really low, and he's spotted by the sword. So all it takes is one rotation over. Salforus pretty much out of mana, so you know, Fresh could look to steal these Ancients. They are very low. Pebbles has the combo.
Yeah, I thought Pebbles was going to go right over here and just do them, because yeah, you're right. In fact, here we go. Or not. Maybe Magebane has a Rune Cleaver coming? He does.
I think there's a bug. Okay, never mind, they fixed it. There was a bug where you couldn't toss Ancients, but he just tossed the Ancient there, so it's fixed.
Oh, no Rune Cleaver yet, just the one broadsword. But yeah, they're going to steal as much as they can at least, and I think they got most, if not all of them.
Yep.
And he gets away.
That's a big, big gold swing. Now pushes their lead to 7,500 gold, as well as the experience for those Ancients. So that's a big swing and a good steal by Fresh, and that's credit to that Word of Sight. You know, it's done a lot of work this game.
Oh, bottom lane again. Scout. He is probably going to fall here. Maybe. Okay, yeah. There we go. So down goes Scout. Dust comes out. Nothing he could do. No support, unfortunately, nearby. It's not often you see a team like ECX, especially in a spot of kind of eyeing that timer up top, but really, they just do not have any positives at all in this game. The way Scout was like 300 goal per minute, like okay, but now he's died 3 times actually. Their portal key heroes aren't getting the portal keys that soon yet. Even Deadwood and Behemoth are under the same boat, still both struggling to get the portal keys. Lord Salforce has very little to no impact, unfortunately. Blood Chalice and Ghost Marchers, that's it. So, yeah, not to harp on the major negative here, but again, ECX is not a whole lot going for them, and it's the opposite on Fresh. It really is. Obviously, they got everything going. They got the portal key on Lodestone now. Portal key just about on Pebbles. Rune Cleaver just finished on Magebane. Meanwhile, middle lane, they're going to burst Pebbles right there. So they definitely have burst, but big Shatter Storm coming out from Lodestone. However, no follow-up, though. So, wow. I mean, that was huge. That hit 4 heroes right there. But, yeah, no follow-up. So, actually, forget everything I just said.
They're not done just yet. A nice wall onto the Engineer. They should be able to bring him down. Nuke comes in from south. Scout actually gets credit for the kill, so that's a nice gold boost to Scout. Definitely needs that extra gold.
I hate when that happens, man. Just, you know, going on this longer drawn-out point, and then literally in like 5 seconds, it's like, oh, never mind. Forget everything I said, because this is definitely all of a sudden a little bit more of a game now. As ECX
that is the power of bringing 5 to the fight, I'll say. When you have the numbers advantage, you can come out ahead in these exchanges, as long as the other team doesn't respond as quickly with their 5. Because, you know, if Fresh is there with 5, they'll come out ahead because of their lead, just simply in their items. But Yeah, good rotation, recognizing they need to make something happen, otherwise they could very likely just fall victim to the Mage Bane game. If the game does stay static, Mage Bane is well ahead of Scout, has his cleaver, and the stacks will just go down too quickly.
I will say, I mean, it's not that he's been doing bad, but obviously Denver Pro's been doing great. 2-0-4, 350 gold per minute. It feels like, okay, he does have it now, but I thought he would have actually had it by now with the start that he had, but at least he has it now.
The thing we got to take into consideration is where his gold is going, and since he's been ganking a scout, he's had to invest, I think, multiple times into a dust, which is 200 gold. And I'm not even sure, because I haven't been paying attention, whether he's been veiled rotting, because that's definitely a possibility as well.
Okay.
So every time they go for the kill on scout, he could potentially be spending, well, 100 for a dust and 100 for a veiled rot, so that's 200 each time.
Okay, that's fair.
If he does go for that, so. It is very, very important, though, that he's been doing that, because Scout has been slowed down very, very far with the 3 deaths. 150 gold per minute behind the Mage Bane is a very big disparity at this point in the game.
Yeah, I mean, sure, he could have just continued to farm and been a little bit better, but yeah, as you're pointing out, it's sacrificing his own farm maybe a little bit to lock down the opposite carry. Definitely take that trade, so Scout has definitely felt that now. He is getting a little bit closer to the Rune Cleaver, though. Just needs the one more broadsword, but of course, as we've mentioned, he already got Mage Bane. In fact, runs into Deadwood right here. Is it enough for the kill? Yes, it is.
That's
that
Deadwood.
Is why
level
they
1
picked
Willowmaker,
Deadwood.
too. And when that gets level 2, that's that much more burst that they have. So, Deadwood showing off his ability. I can bring down Mage Bane. So it's just a matter of being able to do that now that he's got that blink picked up over and over.
Yeah. Huh. It really is something, man. Now ECX is fight middle lane, and now pick off on a Mage Bane here, and my feeling at least is now completely different.
Gonna walk through a ward of Rev here, so there's the creep wave. So, although we have a Rev, he knows that now.
Yeah. At least he was notified.
Yep.
Could have been bad. Oh, Lodestone barely lives, by the way. He's dying, but Pebbles will find Rhapsody.
That was just, like, somebody's got to call out, like, okay, Pebbles got invis, he's walking toward top. Like, I feel like Rhapsody could have just simply fell back into the top lane, fell back with his team, but walked straight into the Pebbles. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you're right. If that's what he did, then absolutely. We did see him. They saw him going that direction, if anything, with the invis. So, yeah, a little bit of an oversight there, definitely, from Rhapsody. Up,
Mind Trap at the Hellborn Ancients. They are only level 2, but we'll keep an eye on that. It's still a lot of damage. They each do 200, so that's 1200 magical damage. Then reduce the take into consideration magic armor. Could kill Rhapsody, maybe even Deadwood if he's not on. Actually, has the magic armor, so has the Lex Talionis 1 picked up. Gonna further amplify his combo. I like that pickup actually a lot. Even being a very inexpensive item does a lot for the burst potential.
Yeah, that is his ultimate goal here. It's just upfront, great burst, and Lex Talionis provides a little bit extra for that. So makes sense as to why he would want such an item. As cheap as it is, as you mentioned. Ooh.
Yeah, at the moment, only level 1 does reduce 3 physical armor on top of the 4 from Rotten Grass, so that's -7 armor if he does connect those 2.
Nice
apply it there
catch.
on the Pebbles.
Nice catch on the Pebbles right there. Magebane and Lowstone nearby, though. Lowstone with that Shatterstorm. It will hit Deadwood, but you see Lowstone was like, oh, crap, they're coming. He was trying to run right there. He does go down, though. Magebane is able to blink away, however. Meanwhile, over here.
Rotten Grass.
Okay, they got Enchi. Now, I think the Mind Trap actually did all that damage to Lord South Forest, but yeah, he lived, obviously.
Yep. Yeah, so only being level 2, they're not really able to bring down the strength heroes. They do have vestments on one, Lex Talionis on the other. So once those get leveled up, perhaps could get a kill, but at the moment just not enough by themselves.
Man, and now Scout, all of a sudden another 2,000 gold saved up, 435 gold per minute. What a swing here in favor of ECX. Really does make a point that it's definitely, big leads obviously are nice to have early on the game, and definitely usually would set a team up to do pretty well in the long run, but it's definitely not a guarantee by any means. ECX has now really evened it up, if anything. And in a lot of ways, they definitely are looking the better. I mean, Scout, the more farmed he gets, the more dangerous he will be, especially against the Mage Main, of course. As we go back to
there he goes, farming Hellborn's Ancients, and then immediately blocking them with the Electric Eye. I love what he's doing. And that's where, you know, even though he's behind at the moment, behind Magebane, if he does that to the camps of Magebane, that's where he can disrupt Magebane's farming pattern. So we'll keep an eye on that. If he eventually decides to go into Hellborn's jungle and even block camps with his eye further. Does go for the Abyssal Skull, so probably wants to just continue his farming.
Well, that was a little fun right there, as actually Pebbles will go down too. Yeah, Pebbles found Deadwood with the Invis rune and went to jump him. Deadwood, though, reacted and obviously set up a 1-for-1 ultimately. Now, Undying is applied to Magebane, by the way. Marksman shot? Oh, Scout doesn't have mana for it right now. The wall off right there from Behemoth will protect them somewhat, but Lodestone is able to chase and secure the kill. South Forest now dealing with Lodestone over here. Lodestone trying to get enough damage for the kill with Parasite here, and he absolutely has it. Face smash, double tap for Different Guy. And now he'll try to get away, but Scout is here. Going to get the one kill on Engineer most likely at least. Oh, maybe not even.
Doesn't have mana for Marksman shot, so
yeah, never mind.
Not going to be able to finish off either of those two kills. That's unfortunate. Really nice turret position from Engineer as well, giving him enough distance with the slow.
Magebane did live throughout that too. He got pretty low, but managed to escape. So I think kind of a recap of that fight, a really victory for the Hellborn team there.
Yeah, and you could see, even with a nice fissure from Behemoth blocking off Engineer, Lodestone was blocked too, but obviously has that portal key, so got on top of them with the Shatterstorm. Parasite doing so much work with the Puzzle Box 3 at this point in the game. This is when it does so much damage, around the 20-minute mark. Sat on top of South Forest, drained all of his mana with the Mauler, and then just ran him down. So Parasite just having super high impact, passing the 400 gold per minute mark. And as a... Oh, we have...
that's a big kill.
Really nice kill on the Magebane.
Yep.
Devil's not done just yet.
He is not. He wants to make or get revenge even. Unfortunately, he went a little too far right there, and they also take out Lodestone. So it started with not just, but a pick on Magebane with his heat, which is huge. But because they wanted some revenge, they lose 2 more. And now ECX, they got even slight leads in places. Magebane dying right there, obviously slowing down his farm. Scout's going to be able to catch up to him, if anything, with the GPM here. And all of a sudden, ECX is in a great spot.
Swing. Big swing in back. But yeah, what I was gonna say before the fight broke out is when you're, as a Parasite player myself, when you're around this 400 gold per minute mark and you're having the 3-0 and 6 kind of a game, you feel really, really strong. They don't have any Alchemist Bones on the Legion side, and that means you can just sit in the Mauler and really just sit on top of these Strength Heroes, drain all their mana, and do tons and tons of damage. So Parasite's impact right now is super, super high, and you can really feel it when he's in the team fights just sitting in the Mauler doing so much damage. As a Parasite player, you just feel unstoppable at this point in the game. You can do whatever you want.
Well, that's obviously great for Mint, but the last couple of fights hasn't been reflecting that necessarily. I guess it hasn't even really been fights, but there have been more pickoffs, if anything.
Yeah,
that's
they're more of small engagements, so those go in the favor of the one jumping.
The Legion team
Deadwood places a really aggressive Sightwood here. Going to look for perhaps a pickoff when somebody rotates over to this side of the map. Maybe Magebane going to farm Ancient, so he's going to try and look for that solo kill.
He's headed back over towards Kongor now. Sees the Hellborn team in that area instead. So, yeah, he has a lot of upfront burst, 400 physical on top of the Lexi Ionis, and the strength percentage as well. So, Lodestone.
I don't think that Electric Eye just quite sees that movement, so... Oh, he sees Magebane. Yeah, that is so close. Yeah. That could be a dead Magebane.
Well, Lodestone jumping on a Behemoth, too. In the meantime, Behemoth Void Talisman, however, saves him initially. He does eventually go down, though. Engineer was also picked off, so it will be a 1-for-1. But, yeah, missing the jump on a Magebane. Another big pick onto him. Fortunately, a little
Yeah,
short
and
there.
I think with the Talionis 3 and the Rotten Grass being -9 now armor, definitely could bring down Magebane even by himself. So, um, had that connected, could have been Magebane's third death, and maybe not even being a Conquer attempt for Fresh. So, just really unfortunate that that was so close.
Yeah. Yep. Well, we're gonna die right there, but it is gonna be a token now for Magebane. You got Deadwood. He's still, man, talk about patience here for Matthias. Living in the trees.
That's what we always have come to expect from him.
Yeah.
It's just when he plays Deadwood, sits in the trees, very patient, unlike a lot of players. Really dedicates his time, looks for those important pickoffs.
One with his people here. He's trying to find somebody
The
over
trees.
here. Okay, the
Oh,
Veiled Rot,
Veiled
it's going to
Rot's gonna be
expose.
broken.
And now the Dust's coming
Dust
out.
connect.
They can see him. I was going to say, they can
Wow.
see him up there, so
Yeah.
can they get to him is the question. They obviously stopped the TP already. He has to kind of fight this now. He's not going to use his Willowmaker, though. He just kind of
I'm
auto-attacks.
dead, team. They got me.
Yeah. A very ambitious move right there, but he eventually gets found. So yeah, all that patience for, unfortunately, to die is really unfortunate for him.
Uh-huh.
That's what it is, though.
Scout
Probably
opening
some
onto
more.
Lodestone here. That's a really tanky target, though. Gonna be forced to pop the Shrunken.
Oh, Magebane, I don't know if, okay, he actually does want to go in. Big Mana Rift on South Forest, and he will drop because of it. Now the auto attack's following a Rhapsody. Scout putting the disarm on to Magebane. Magebane is getting low, but again, he has a token, so he's willing to keep going right here if it means more kills, and it definitely does. Scout will fall as well. Behemoth, he's going to keep his distance, but it just happened one after the other, just like it was a trailing effect. And, I mean, both teams have had instances of that, I feel like. And now Magebane back to being really far ahead, it feels like. 600 plus gold per minute all of a sudden. That's geometry.
Yeah, and it almost reminds me of the game yesterday where we had Wapdash versus Fresh. Same
Yeah.
scenario, Scout versus Magebane. Legion side looking to be in a good spot. One simple, like, unfortunate, I would say, because, you know, if Deadwood got that kill, the Conqueror is no longer on, or the token is no longer on Magebane. Kind of the similar effect. Magebane gets the token, and all of a sudden we have a huge swing. You know, one team fight after the token, all of a sudden we have a big lead for the team with the token. So yeah, almost a 7,000 gold lead now. Middle lane, Parasite gets caught.
Yeah, another pick happening. Pretty action-packed game. 29 hero kills in 27 minutes. Whenever you get more hero kills per minute, that's tends to be a little more on the action side. So I've had that here. Magebane is going to push the bottom secondary tower, though, in the meantime, with that new Geometer's Bane of his. And I think, does he actually have a full Frostal Skull coming?
I think he
might,
does. Yeah. I was gonna point out that he went for the Frostburn instead of going straight into the Geos, and that was okay because he did get the token. Obviously can break them, which he does, and has both anyway. Jump in the base. Rhapsody goes
Rhapsody
down.
kill. Nope, you see a marksman shot there from Scout, applying some damage to Pebbles, but no follow-up.
Got a new Mind Trap setting up. And those are level 4 binds now, so this is a really good spot for Fresh to be in. They have the token as well as the DD, and then as soon as they need to reset, they have the Mind Trap if ECX does potentially chase.
Yeah, that's going to be fun to look out for there. Double damage on double damage on Magebane. He does get the tower kill. Lexus put out, I mean, they're going to kill him right here, but again, he has a token, so he's just accepting that like before.
Oh, nice
there we
combo.
go. The toss back, by the way. Energy field is down. Pebbles will go down. Now Magebane, he's back up, blinking away. Lodestone Kona with the Shadow Storm, hits several heroes. Void Talisman, there's Protective Melody. Behemoth is going to survive for now because of that Void Talisman. He'll live in the long run. Lord South Forest will also barely live. Magebane overextending here, and Magebane goes down. Even at this tier of play, man, teams will still
Yeah,
find
that's
themselves
domination.
overextending. And it goes down. Now they do get the Rax kill, so at least they get the objective there in the long run. But yeah, you can't be doing that too much.
Yep.
It'll cost you.
Yeah, they still have the mine, so
Oh, my trap. Oh my gosh.
nice invis. If they, that's
yeah.
just a little too close to the where the wave runs, but Yeah, what you like to do, especially being against the scout, is just have a rev ward on top of the mines. It's kind of, whenever there's a hero, the carry that you want to kill has the stealth factor, you just should have a rev ward on top of the mines. That way, if they do happen to stealth over them, they will get seen.
Hmm.
But creep wave takes them out regardless, so not really a factor there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just something that I personally like to do if I'm ever mining is, just have a rev ward on top of wherever the mines are.
That's smart, yeah. Especially if in this case, you're going up against the scout. I mean,
Exactly.
things like that, yeah.
Uh,
Make a lot of sense.
but yeah, they did get the melee rack, so although they did overextend, I would say quite a bit, they did accomplish the objective. Um, Magebane now has a Mighty Blade, so we'll be looking to go for a Shrunken Head. Definitely needs it in this game going up against the Behemoth, as well as having two ways to remove the Electric Eye Silence, because that is the lockdown. That and the Rotten Grass are the lockdown that they have against Magebane. So as long as he has Shrunken and Geos, he should be able to play around all of that lockdown.
Yeah. That'd be the idea there, and especially with going as far as he did in that last fight and dying because of it, maybe on his mind as well that, yeah, probably needs that Shrunken Head. And Wingbow, you figure, will be very big pickup as well, but prioritizing the Shrunken right now. Speaking of that,
Sheepstick onto South Forest, that's a really big pickup. And they're going to look to use it here. Shockwave.
Shockwave jump on a Magebane. Is it going to be enough follow-up? The Rawgrass pulls him back in, actually, but the energy field down. There's a Sheepstick on a Magebane, but they just don't have enough damage. Follow-up. Yep, he is able to blink away. Is the Undying on him? No, he is going to be fine. Meanwhile, Behemoth and Rhapsody dead. It's probably going to be Deadwood as well dead. And what a chuck right there, actually. Tosses in the Hail Mary and Parasite to catch up to Lord South Forest. And is it going to be enough chase? Nice Keck stun. And yes, it will be a 4-for-1. Nobody died. 4-for-0 exchange right there. Wow, yeah, they used a lot trying to kill that Magebane, but he had the team support there. Kept him alive and get the turn kills in the end. So well played by Mint.
Yeah, and you could see in that fight the energy field causing so much chaos for ECX because they only have one Shrunken Head, which is on the Scout. So it basically, whoever was in the energy field and on the top of the hill kind of got caught, and that's why the fight was so heavily in favor of them. Also, the Undying wasn't applied to Magebane, and although he got brought down quite low, wasn't able to be taken out. So those were two big factors, but a really nice team fight for Fresh. They're going to put some damage here onto the middle racks, and South Forest is down for 20 seconds without a buyback, so they will get the base tower, have Parasite hit it with the cannon, and perhaps fall back for a tier 2 tower top.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the bottom is being heavily pressured by the Mega Creep, so that Rax might go down. No, Deadwood does stall the wave, so that's a good job.
Keep it alive for now, at least. So, tracks pretty fast regen. Should be back up to full by the time take some pressure once again. But again, now you see the map control well in favor of Mint here. They're going to, even at the spot of Magebane, going to take the Legion Ancients. Only a single set, but still trading some resources right there. Trading, I mean, taking them for himself, really. But Scout is going out right here. He mentioned that's what I was going to bring up before the last fight. He does get the Slayer here. So yeah, the Savage Mace is my guess, of course. But
yeah, so either he's reading into Magebane will most likely get a Wingbow. We're going to have initiation on to Rhapsody. That's a very quick kill. Yep. Smoke will break from Behemoth. Energy field goes out.
Yeah, it actually caught Scout off to the side as well. There's the Shockwave from Behemoth to stall a little bit, but he does go down in the end. Yeah, that was just simply a very defensive one right there. Magebane sitting on Lord South Forest. Here comes Deadwood though on a Magebane. Magebane is dropping quickly. The Undying is on him, I believe, and yes, he is going to go down. He does not have a buyback, actually, but the Hellborn team as a team, they're still just fine. See the sad face coming out, but a hat trick for Denver Pro, and yeah, ultimately is a 5-for-1 actually. So again, another kid. This time they happen to actually kill him, but they're using so much just to do that, and then they die around it. So GG, well played. Game 2 going to Fresh, and we finish in a split series here as a result.
Yeah.
So final thoughts?
Really well executed laning phase from Fresh. Big energy fields causing a lot of disruption. Only one Shrunken Head, so ECX not able to really deal with fighting into